A big weekend for the Hyannis Youth and Community Center. We have details about this past weekend's college hockey tournament. Plus, Barnstable High School is looking into building an exchange program with a school in China. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, March 10th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. Women's Hockey East turns out to be a big draw for hockey fans. More than 600 supporters attended the hockey tournament at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center Sunday. Town manager Tom Lynch was among the crowd.
Really good hockey. Lynn Poyant was there all weekend. Joe Izzo and his staff, Joe Noonan, Amy Howard. They were all buzzing around, making sure that everything worked. There's a partnership there with the Cape Cod Chamber, where
yes.
Of course, we had help from Patty Lloyd and manning booths and all of that. But there was just a nice energy in the building. I saw a lot of local people. My team, Boston College, won and then lost, so it was a little disappointing that way. But it was really, it takes a lot to put the event on. Our IT department is involved a lot to make sure that all of the communications that are needed there, and we keep statistics on how many people were using the Wi-Fi and things of that nature. And it was live broadcasting on SN Plus, I believe, and then last night I saw it on a tape on Nesson.
Yep.
So it was nice to see the HYCC, shining and working out really well. So it's an event that we hope is a boon to the local economy. Mid-March here, hoping that before the season gets going, businesses have an opportunity to have an event like this.
Boston University beat out Boston College during the championship game 3-2. The draft of the town's capital improvement plan will be finalized in the next few days. Town manager Tom Lynch says the plan will then go before town council by the end of this month.
This will be a $16.6 million capital improvement package that we're looking at. There'll be about $10 million that'll come from general fund revenues, and then there'll be about 6.7 from enterprise accounts. And then we look in and break down that, because we call it, we often call it a bonding package, but we use a combination of cash that we have on hand, cash that will be in the enterprise accounts, as well as bonding that we'll use out there. So we've got a total of $3.7 million that'll come from the Capital Trust Fund reserves. We'll have $741,000 that comes from sale of revenue. That's the old fifth grade school that we sold some years ago. We've got $156,000 in community preservation funds, which we've been trying this year to combine other funding sources like our either our Chapter 90 or funds like this that we can put together to make this package work. Then we have there'll be $4.2 million in new borrowing, and then 1.9 million of enterprise funds, and so the total bonding authorization will be $4.7 million. So there's a lot of combination of funding that goes in there. We will anticipate out of this entire package almost $3 million coming back in grants.
Great.
And that's mainly through the airport. So we've got this in place now. We'll when next week or the week after, we'll have a chance to go through some of the projects. They'll be in the enterprise accounts of airport, solid waste, water supply, water pollution control. Those are the enterprise accounts we'll be looking at. And then there'll be specific projects under infrastructure, waterways, municipal finance. water quality, and of course school facilities.
And we will keep you updated on the capital improvement process and let you know when Town Council will be voting on the plan. Barnstable High School is considering a new student exchange program with a school district in China. Representatives from the district will visit Barnstable High School for a tour and discussion tomorrow.
And we're very, very excited about this opportunity. I think it's going to provide some diversity. It's going to certainly enlist and engage our students with other students from other countries. And I first presented this to the Student Council. It was interesting, about 3 or 4 months ago. And the initial reaction was great. I think students really want to welcome them. They'll serve as student ambassadors for them, and they're also looking, one of the questions our students asked was, will we have an opportunity to go and visit their schools, which I thought was great. So, you know, this is an exciting opportunity. I don't know how many students will be taking. That will yet to be determined. But on Tuesday, the Chinese delegation from China, a very, very small town in China, is going to be coming over with their staff and some of their town officials, and I've invited our school committee, our town manager, our president of our council to come and spend the 2 hours with us. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 2 o'clock. And, you know, it's an opportunity for us to showcase what we're doing up here in Barnstable as far as the kinds of courses we provide, the opportunities we provide for our students, and see what interest lies ahead for students from China.
Dr. Mary Schakowsky says the exchange program would complement the Mandarin Chinese program already underway at the high school. The search for 3 key administration positions within Barnstable Public Schools is moving forward. Schakowsky says the search committee worked late Friday night to select finalists.
In essence, I've got about roughly 8 candidates that I will be scheduling this week to meet with me one-on-one. These would be final candidates that will be for the positions of assistant superintendent for next year, along with a new principal at BIS and a new principal at BUES. So, you know, for me, the next steps is to have the candidates come in, meet with me one-on-one, and then also I'll be looking forward to planning some site visits to their schools and to their districts to talk with their staff and their parents. So, you know, this week is going to be a busy week, but I'm looking forward to meeting the candidates. I think we have a great pool of finalists. I think that the search committees did a phenomenal job in acquiring these candidates. We had 40 or so positions apply, 40 candidates apply for the assistant superintendent position, and we had 30 and 35 apply for the principal position. So, looking forward to getting that work done this week.
Schakowsky says she hopes to bring her recommendations to the school committee by the end of March. Now let's take a look at sports with Brenna McCubry.
Good afternoon, Barnstable. I'm Brenna McCubry, here to bring you the latest on National and Red Raiders sports. Last night, the Boston Bruins won their 5th straight game versus the Florida Panthers with a 5-2 victory. The Bees will play again Wednesday night in Montreal to take on the Canadiens at 7:30. Another big win for Boston sports as the Celtics beat the Detroit Pistons 118-111. Up next for the Seas is a matchup in Indiana. They face the Pacers at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Boston Red Sox spring training is in full swing and will be taking on the Miami Marlins tomorrow at 1:05 in the afternoon. Closing in on what's happening here in the town of Barnstable, 4 women's college hockey teams came to the Hyannis Youth and Community Center this past weekend. Boston University won the Women's Hockey East Championship for the 2nd year in a row, beating Boston College 3-2. This win for the Terriers gives them an automatic bid for the NCAA tournament. As for Red Raiders athletics, the winter sports season has officially come to a close. Yesterday in Bourne, the boys varsity hockey team were just short of making an incredible comeback to the Braintree Womps. Final score of the game was 5-4, and Braintree will move on to the Garden this upcoming Sunday for the state title against Wayland. We have spring sports to look forward to at Barnstable High School, and tryouts will be on the following Monday, March 17th. Softball, baseball, boys volleyball, track, boys and girls lacrosse, tennis, and co-ed sailing will all be up for tryouts. Good luck for all those trying out. Here for all things National and Red Raiders sports, I'm Brenna McCubry.
For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannell.